Hello and welcome. I hope everyone is staying safe during Hurricane Milton. Enjoy the view. Hi, Janice. I'm pretty much home and ready for the storm here. I thought before it gets too bad, maybe you guys would want to watch and see what it looks like. Stay safe, Mike and family. So I thought we could just kind of hang out, enjoy the view. It's a nice view here. We've got Stella Nova right there. So I thought you guys could just kind of see how it is down here. Maybe some of you are at home and you had to cancel your trip, so you're kind of wanting to see what it looks like here. And maybe you guys are stuck at home and you're just gonna chat with me because you're stuck at home too, but I'm already bored. Thank you, Soup. I'm gonna stay safe. Got my hurricane snacks. I started eating a couple of my snacks. I got a blondie from the tribute store that was like, I'm saving this for the hurricane, and I ate it as soon as I got home. I didn't go to the park today though. I went yesterday to the park. Today I stayed home. Thank you, Crystal. Good to see you here. So yesterday I went to the park in the morning and they were, getting ready for the storm, and it looked pretty serious. I've been here for a while in Orlando, and so, I usually judge the severity based on how the theme parks react. So for me, when I start seeing Universal tying things down and taking the entire food booths down, that was when I'm like, Mom, you got to get that patio furniture inside. It's got to go. If Universal's taking down things, we got to take things down. I'm hoping Orlando won't get hit too hard. Normally Orlando doesn't, but like I said, all the reactions have me really nervous. I see Fantasia Builds asked, what are those curved things under the canopy? I have been waiting for them to do something with those. I watched them bring them in. I have watched them move them around and get them like set up for the storm just now. I believe they're going to be added to the top there, so you can kind of see that the awning that comes out there. There's some little brackets there, and over the last few days, a lot of construction workers have been up on that awning area working. So I think they're getting ready to add them. And before I started this live stream, I actually zoomed in, and I think there's kind of already a piece added right above the doors at the very, like where the building meets that awning. So I believe those pieces are going to go all around the side of the awning. I'm not very good at talking construction live, sorry. Oh, I am jealous. I'm jealous of your opening day reservation for Stella Nova. Maybe invite me over to take a look. I'm so close to it. I love watching it from the outside. Hello, Charming. Hope you're staying safe. And luckily it's not raining too bad. A little earlier, I was gonna point the camera out the other direction, but it's the rain was hitting the windows so badly it was just pouring down the window. So this side, it seems like the rain is going at a different angle, so I could kind of get you guys up here. And I actually like set up this whole thing with a stand and everything so I could point out the window, but then I ended up just propping you against the window, so the angle might not be the greatest for you guys to watch. I apologize for that. But with the raindrops on the window, I wasn't able to use the stabilizer to set it up. But I think in the future, I can use the stabilizer and the setup that I just made to do live streaming of the construction. So like, I don't know if you guys have seen yet, but I posted the Kronos lit up, the coaster lit up, the Kronos spinning, the windmill spinning. So I've been catching a lot of the testing just by being here. And if I live stream it, then you guys can kind of catch it with me. So I was thinking about doing a live stream so in the future, but pointing at the park and not the hotel. Well, someone said that maybe people that live around the hotel will get like a good neighbor invite before it opens to the public. I'd like that. I got to listen to it every day. Yes, yes, I appreciate that so much. If you guys don't watch Theme Park Stop, you need to. And if you do, I'm sure you already know lots about Epic Universe, but if you don't, that is the best source for everything happening. And I really appreciate Alicia Stella sharing my videos. So I know a lot of you guys have found me again from that, but if you guys don't watch Theme Park Stop, you should go stop the live stream, pause the live stream, don't leave the live stream, just hold on and go subscribe and check out those videos there. That is the best source out there. I have heard someone messaged me and said they got a tornado warning for Orlando, so I'm concerned about those giant awning pieces over there, or whatever they are. They look pretty heavy, so hopefully they don't go anywhere. The trees, though, the trees are all so new and baby and little. I'm worried about them. So if you guys are in Florida and watching, please be careful out there. Please be safe. I thought this was a nice little balance. Like, I didn't go to the park today because I think team members should have had today off. I understand guests coming in like to go to the park, but I would have liked the team members to have had a little more time for this. It started getting bad a little bit before too. So, but yeah, everyone, please be careful out there. I did not go to the park today. I went yesterday, but I thought the live stream, I'm in my house. What I'm not out there getting blown around, so. Be careful, keep your phones charged. I know a lot of people are having their hurricane parties. I hate to say that. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone saying that. I'm watching Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory again because next week we get the new season. I know you guys probably just want me to be quiet so you can watch the rain. I'll be quiet. It was. The Living Boris said Chaos Theory season 1 was great. So yeah, I gotta agree with you. Oh, thank you. I am a huge Jurassic fan, and I tried to start Camp Cretaceous a few times, like when it first came out, And I kind of was like, oh, like maybe this is a little too babyish. Like I kept turning it off, like not even a couple minutes in. I have a really short attention span, if you haven't figured that out. So I kept turning it off, like, no, no, no. Finally, I sat down and watched it, and I fell in love, and it's like my new obsession. And then so when Chaos Theory came out, I was like, oh no, how is this gonna go? Is this gonna be any good? And I'm really impressed. It's good. I made my mom watch all of them, and she seems to enjoy them too. So if it's something that my mom and I can watch together, that's great. So I see Gregory asked, did they take the cranes down around Epic and the traffic donut for the storm? Yes, they did. That was one thing the other night. I noticed there was a ton of activity going on at night, and I couldn't figure out. There was all these lights going, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. And in the next morning, I saw the giant crane was completely flat, and then actually that like the traffic is to the right here. You can almost see the circle here. I don't want to touch the camera yet, but maybe before I end the live stream, I'll turn it the other direction of the park so you can see that. But that's where that new like round overpass thing is going in. And they took all the cranes down there, even outside where like they have the road blocked off down there. They took down like all the barrels and things. It almost looked like the road was open because I think it was yesterday I was driving home and I was like, oh, did they open this road? And no, it's just they took all the cones down so they don't blow around, obviously. So, again, when they start taking it real serious like that, I get nervous. I'm very excited to see where Chaos Theory goes with this. Like the cliffhanger at the end of the last one, I don't want to spoil it, but the cliffhanger at the last one was like, really, you're gonna do that to me? I'm glad that the new season is coming on soon. They didn't make me wait too long, but I didn't like that like that cliffhanger there. So the curvy gray pieces, I believe, are going to be installed on that awning that's coming off the entrance there. Right now, they've had like wooden boards on the doors for like the last few weeks, because they've been working on that awning. And the last few days, I've seen people up there working, and they've added like some little pieces on the side, and I think those gray pieces are going to attach around there. That's what I think. I've been trying to figure it out because they brought those in a while ago and they've just kind of been sitting there getting moved around, and I've been waiting to see what they're doing. The other thing I want to know is if you look to the left of the screen down, there's like this weird frame. There's two weird frames that are going in, and I cannot figure out what they're supposed to be for. I don't think it's the bus stop because I think the bus is over to the other side. But maybe that is, I don't, oh, I'm not sure. I'm dying to know because it's in such a weird spot. So the two frames, so I'm looking at like the stop signs and the traffic signs and like the speed limit signs, trying to figure out which direction, because there's a few like do not enter signs there. So I think I'm wondering if that's where the bus is going to go, but it doesn't. I should go look this up because I bet somebody else has posted about this somewhere. I really thought it was going to be some sort of weird decorative thing, and then they started adding the top of it, and now it almost looks like a cover, like shaded, like a shaded area, but I don't know if it looks that big for a bus stop. They're going to need more buses, right? Because they're going to have buses that take people to Epic. They're going to have buses for Volcano Bay. They're going to have buses for the other parks. So I don't feel like that looks like enough room for a bus stop. I'm dying for them to put a sign in though. They put in, I've been watching all the lights get added here, and then the trees get planted. Yeah, let's talk about the bus situation. They're gonna have the electric buses, which someone actually posted a picture of one of the electric buses in a Facebook group like a couple weeks ago. Well, actually, it's been months. Gosh, where time flies when you're covering theme parks. It's been months. So I saw pictures of the electric buses, and they're gonna have the electric bus lane, which I think is gonna be great. I hope all these like trafficy things they're doing make it easier and not worse. You know, the last thing I want to do is be stuck in a lane where I can't escape the traffic of getting into Epic Universe. This road here, it leads to the main road that's going to lead people into the park. Because like I said, the circular thing is just to the right. It's just out of the shot here for you guys. So they are building all these new roads just for basically the park. And so that way it won't like get with the regular Orlando traffic, which is already bad enough. So it's going to be like essentially like the straight shot into the park. And that circular piece, you can't make a full circle on it. You can either like be heading towards the park or away from the park using the circle. And I think that main center road leads like towards Helios, but I can see the road getting like as they're adding it in, and it's crazy to watch here because this was a lot of just dirt. And like when I first moved here a couple months ago, it was all just dirt there, and there were a bunch of like contractor trailers there. So it's so crazy to see it get shaped into a parking lot, and then planting, like all the grass getting added and the trees, and then the lights, and then there's a sidewalk now and lights along the sidewalk, and then there are some signs where it says like people will be crossing here, which is why I thought there's a loop down there. And like there's a do not enter, and it looks like it says like people will be crossing here. That's why I thought that was going to be the bus stop. It's a little bit of a walk, like you're almost to Epic Universe at that point. Like I don't know, I want to be able to walk from this hotel to Epic Universe. It's close enough. We got to talk about the parking situation though for Epic Universe, because I like parking garages. That's the one thing I really like about Universal Orlando, even Universal Studios Hollywood, is the parking garages. Like it takes up less space, but you can get more people parked in there. And then when it's raining and hot, you know, getting back to your car, I would much prefer the covered parking garages. So when I saw that it's very Disney-esque with you're going to be 10 miles away and walking in the sun, I'm not happy about that. I like parking garages. Yeah, I saw photos of the parking lots for Epic Universe, and it just gave me I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I like Disney Springs garages. That's the time I can handle things. But I always get parked in the worst spots at Disney. I used to make a joke about it just because I always got the like farthest end spot. Maybe the garages just would have looked a little ugly, like maybe they just thought that there's so much going on with this park, and it's sometimes difficult to get out of the garages, you know, like if you ever think about trying to leave during horror nights, maybe they were just kind of thinking that the flat lots were a little easier. I don't know. But I'm wondering if maybe they're just like trying not to build too many just eyesores around it and just kind of keep it with all the prettiness. I'm wondering how they're this close to this apartment without trying to buy it, you know? There's like a piece of land between the park and the road into the park and the park. And I at first was kind of curious, like, oh no, are they going to build a parking garage here? And that's not it. I can see the little awnings that I think are going to be for the bus stop. And when I moved here, the people told me, oh, a lot of people are unhappy because they heard that this is going to be the road for Uber and Lyft, so they think this is going to be really like more traffic around the complex. Yeah, I saw the picture with the trenches, and I think that makes sense. I mean, Universal uses moving walkways at their parking garages, so why wouldn't they use them there? I just wish they were covered. Like even just the walkways were covered. Like if I had to run from my car to get to a little tiny covered walkway that was going to move me in, that's fine. Just little, because I lose my umbrella all the time and forget my umbrella all the time. You can't expect me to bring an umbrella if it's raining. I need a covering. I wondered where this just doesn't look like enough parking for the hotel. I know that there's only, I think, 750 rooms, maybe? Is that it's not very many. But I looking at the parking lot, like this doesn't look like enough parking for the people that are going to work here and the people that are going to be staying here. But I guess they planned that out. So there's not really too much that like existed around Epic. I mean, there's like what Lockheed Martin, which I always seem to accidentally drive into and then feel like I was like committing a crime. Um, we're not too far from the Florida Mall. There's not too much, going on, which is kind of nice. When the fireworks went off, though, my cat was traumatized. They did some fireworks testing for Epic Universe, and it was so loud. Oh, the cat did not like that. But there's not a lot around here, so I could see that not bothering people. But I bet it would probably bother the people in the hotel. Yes, I am doing fine, Council of Karens. I am here. And you are here too. Welcome. Oh, that makes so much sense. Moving walkways would need to be covered because of the rain. Yeah, I would think that, I mean, the ones obviously at Universal get wet, but the a type of flooding and puddling that can happen here. Speaking of flooding, let me look to the right. Oh, shoot. There's like a little, oh no. Might have to change the view. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. There's a little like retention pond, little puddle outside here, and it's getting pretty filled with water. Looks like a new swimming pool. So I see filmmaker freak asked, is Lockheed going away? Eventually seems weird to be so close to Orlando. Yes, I think so. I thought that there was some sort of deal that they had made a couple years ago. I thought that they bought land from them or something. Someone can correct me though in the comments because legal things like that are not my specialty. But I swore that Universal like bought the land from them, and maybe it was for something else. But I thought that they don't look like they're moving anytime soon. But I feel like flying dragons so close to that is probably not a good idea. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong on that. But I there was some sort of deal made at some point in time over land with them. Yeah, right? Oh no, is our window getting a little raindrop on it? Yeah, I'm hoping my car makes it through this. I'm just worried about all the little trees, maybe flying and landing on my poor little car. I don't need any more problems right now. You can't see anything. It's starting to rain so much. I was trying to watch and see if the scaffolding was still up on the Frankenstein Manor, and I thought they'd be taking it down yesterday. I was kind of watching like, oh yeah, they're gonna take that scaffolding down, because I don't think, maybe scaffolding is not a threat because there's enough airflow between it. I don't know. I'm worried about everything over there. The fragile things. Hope the windmill makes it. Well, that's good news. I know they have been saying that the storm is going to be pretty bad tonight, like most of the night. Which I think the last like really bad hurricane we had, I luckily slept through most of it. I'm nervous about losing power, though, I will say that. I'm not in as good a spot. I used to live over near SeaWorld, so they need to keep the animals alive, so they needed to get power back going over there. So the power would usually stay on or be brought back on very, very quickly. Now over here, I'm kind of like, okay, do they care? It doesn't look like the lights are lit on the hotel. Maybe it's a little early, but yeah, maybe it's a little early. I'm just curious if the lights are going to come on, or if this is like, if they just are trying to be quiet over there. It was probably Ian that was really bad. We did lose power though for a little bit, like I said, and I have like this 1920s Victrola that's like a crank thing. So we cranked it so there was just like creepy music going. So yeah, trying to pretend it was okay. But like I said, the power came back on really quick over there. Yeah. All the cars are the Ampha cars after this weather. I'm hoping that little pond takes a lot of the rain, but it's starting to fill up over there. Hello, Beast and Wench Adventures. Welcome. I'm just getting ready for this storm. I'm, a little nervous about it, but I figured I would live stream before it got too bad. Can hang out. Can't go anywhere. I'm one of those people that I don't like to stay home. I like to just not be at home. I don't know. So for me, being home, I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do here? What do I do in my home? Live stream. Same thing I do at the park. How is this view for everyone? I know it's a little like foggy. I don't know if I should try to move the camera. It's like set so perfectly and still right now. But if it's bad for you guys, I can move it around, or at least try to move it around. Aw. I was surprised that so many gas stations were out of gas. Let me see how difficult it is to see the park. So the rain's not hitting too hard on the window on the other side. I can move you guys over to look at the park. It's a little louder though, I will say. It's hitting the windows harder, but the view is kind of clear for now. It's not the greatest, but if you want, we can walk over there real quick. I'll show you out the other window. And if you guys hate it, I can come back here. Oh, don't tell me that. I don't want to lose power. That's the one thing I don't want to happen. All right. We are going to walk to the other window. I'm going to cover up the camera though, so you're going to go dark for a second, okay? Just because I had to bring all the furniture in and from the porch and stuff, so, the house looks like candles on the table and flashlights on the table. And let's see if we can get you over here. See what we can see here. All right. Oh, it's because, let me see if I can do this. Oh, I wonder if this will work. Let's move you guys around a little. Let's see what I can do. Try to secure you guys here some way. Oh yeah, let's look at the pond. Oops. Sorry, I clicked on something, sorry. Okay, we all still there? Okay, good. Yeah, see how that's the thing that's making me nervous. All right, hopefully the camera doesn't fall down. I'm gonna go grab a piece of tape just for a little added security, and then I'll zoom in again, but watch the pond. That's making me real nervous now that we're looking at that. Don't fall down either. So the rain hitting the window kind of makes the wavy effect there. So if that drives you guys crazy, I can take you back to other the other window. Let me see if it's zooming is a little better. Maybe zoom out more. Yeah, I don't think I can fix the rain. The rain's a little worse on this one. Now, if we do this in the future, I'll use the stabilizer, and so it'll be situated a little better. Right now, it's just kind of balancing on the ledge of the window. I got a little tiny piece of tape kind of keeping it from falling. It does. It looks like a flashback effect from a TV show. Like, remember the construction? Oh, you can see the crane to the left here, the yellow crane on the ground there. So there's like a pile of dirt, and right behind it is that yellow long piece. That's the crane. So they've taken that down. I have not seen any more dragon drone testing, and I have been watching and waiting. Every time I'm like looking, I'm like waiting, and it's like, oh, the Kronos is spinning. Where's the dragons? I want dragons. But I'm always watching. I haven't seen anything yet. Hopefully soon. But you got to remember with that kind of stuff, the wind affects a lot of that. So, there are days I come home and I'm kind of like, oh, it's windy. There's not going to be a dragon today. So, I'll still kind of keep an eye out. But when it's real still, I'm like, I tell everyone, I'm like, I can't leave the house. The wind isn't blowing. There might be a dragon. Thank you, the living Boris. I couldn't believe that. It was great. It's probably going to be a core memory for the rest of my life. When I first moved here, people were kind of joking with me like, oh, make sure you watch out your windows for dragons. It's just like, oh yeah. And then I was standing here looking out the window, charging my phone, and I'm like, why is that helicopter hovering? That's not a helicopter, that's a dragon. I lost my mind. It was great. Yeah, I'm sure the dragons have probably either evacuated or are in their dragon huts, which you can see when you zoom in. I don't think you're going to be able to see it now, but you can see some of the, maybe we can't see it here. Well, right behind the Kronos, you can see some of the dragon huts. Because you can see, if you look, there's the two dragons on the left and right there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, the birds. The birds are leaving. Those aren't dragons, those are birds. Yeah, right? Oh, things are flying. Now, if the construction equipment starts flying at this window, I'm out. You guys are on your own. Would you guys tune into a live stream though? Like if on like a nice day where there was some testing going on, would you guys tune in for that? If I just like let it run so you guys could watch, and if things happen, cool. If not, like the dragon would be flying like towards that building that's on the right. You could see the Kronos, you could see the coaster and stuff like that. All right, then we will do that. You know, so far it's been like hit or miss. Like the day the Kronos was spinning, I was sitting on my porch for a while, and then all of a sudden I saw the coaster going, and I just kind of like, I jumped up and I was like, oh, I see the coaster going. So I like ran to film it, and I filmed it. I put the camera down, looked up, and the Kronos started spinning. And I went back and I looked at the film, and it wasn't spinning yet when I filmed it. So it was like, honestly, it had just started as I was looking at it. And it blew my mind because I was not expecting that. I had no idea it was going to spin like that. And now it like the artwork makes so much sense for the promotional stuff, that like you see the Kronos spinning and things like that. But when I saw it spinning, I was like, oh my God. And so I watched it, and then it stopped. And then a little bit, not very long after, it started again and spun. And then it didn't spin the rest of the day. I saw it, I think 2 days ago. It spun once or twice in the morning and then stopped. So it's happening. But, you know, things like that, when they're becoming more frequent, I think it would be fun for you guys if I had a live stream going where you guys could watch. Because I get excited, and I'm sure my neighbors are probably like, why is that lady upstairs running around? You know, I get excited. I'm like, oh, things are happening. So if you guys would tune into a live stream, that'd be cool for me. And I'd even just let y'all just watch. You don't even have to listen to me. I'll be quiet. See, I was thinking about that. I don't know how to do that. So if I knew how to do it, I do it. If there's a way to do it, I will try to figure that out. We were also thinking about, we talked about maybe getting the attachment so the zoom is a little better on this. So I have to kind of look into possibly doing that. I'm dying to see some people on the coasters. Oh, I think it's really cute though. I can hear them do the safety spiel for when the ride vehicles are going to start over for Curse of the Werewolf. And they call them wagons. So, like I was shocked last night they were testing them. I could hear them saying, wagons will begin moving, you know, clear the ride track. And so it's cool. I love when they have like themed names for vehicles and stuff like that. So they're wagons. I'm also dying to hear some like park audio. Every time I'm like, I think I hear something, I'm like, is that? No. I'm dying to hear some park audio because I feel like, what are those? Sorry, remember how I said I get easily distracted? There's some things over there. I'm gonna have to look at what those are later. I got distracted. I don't know what I was talking about. Now I'm curious about what those things are. Oh, what are those? There's pieces over there. So I got so distracted. Wow. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Back on track. See, I need that. Park audio. I want to hear park audio. I figure if I can hear them on their loudspeaker going, wagons will begin moving, clear the ride track post haste. I figure if I can hear that, I can probably hear when they start doing some audio. I've recorded, like, there's got to be no construction going on anywhere nearby for me to be able to like record that. Because I've recorded and picked up the audio of them saying the ride vehicles are going to begin moving, and you can hear it real clear. So I'm like, okay, we need some. Oh, do we got twinkling lights there? Got some twinkling lights. I'm waiting for some twinkling lights here. I see a light. Oh, is it twinkling or is it just the tree blowing in front of it? I think there's going to be some really cool lighting effects. I'm waiting for the windmill to catch fire too. Hello, Jessica. I hope you guys are staying safe. I see so many little lights, and I one night I came home from Halloween Horror Nights, and it was like like 3 or 3:30 or something, and there were lights inside the Atlantic restaurant going off, and they were like just like pulsating different colors, like pink and yellow. Now when I see in the windows, they're always like blue and green and white, so I think there are like multiple colored lights inside the restaurant. Or at least outside the restaurant where I can see it. Because from, like, when they added the lights, they were going through all different colors. Oh, and speaking of going through all different colors, I could be crazy, and I am, but I could also not have seen what I thought I saw. The night that they were testing the coaster and the Kronos was doing colors and all that stuff, I heard the spiel about ride vehicles moving, but it wasn't the one from Curse of the Werewolf. And it was like really long, like it was like such a long conversation almost on the speakers that I was kind of like, what was that? Like, I wonder what that one was for. And not too long after that, I saw a coaster go up on Stardust, and I swear when it went up the hill, it was like bright red, and then it turned blue. And then I filmed it when it was blue, and then I swear it turned purpley pink. Like, I think it was changing colors. And maybe I was seeing things, but it was also so seriously blue that every time I've seen those vehicles go, it does not look blue at all. I don't think that color was the normal color that's on the vehicle. I think that lighting might be programmable, and that they were testing it going through different colors. And again, I don't know, I could be crazy. But it only went once, and it only went once because the rest of the night I was like, I need to see this colorful thing go again. Never went the rest of the night. I waited, did not go. I do. I am very squirrel. Even when I see a squirrel, it's way worse. Hi, Jim. I saw your message, Brenda and Jim. I couldn't read it all. It popped up and popped down really quick, but oh yes, yes, it's a yes. Sometimes I joke because the day that I filmed them attaching the Bowser pieces and then lifting it up and installing it, then they planted like 3 random trees right where it was. And at night, now there's like a bright light that shines directly at me. And I'm like, are they watching me, or are they just shining a light so I can't film at them because the light coming at me just ruins the chance of me filming? Do they know? Do they know? I'm sure they know I'm watching. They might not know it's me. Sure, they saw that dragon. I saw that dragon. Yeah, I'm sure they know. Sometimes I just wave out there, assuming someone is probably looking back at me. Honestly, that I would not be surprised if they did the dragon off-site. But that dragon looks pretty magical, I'll tell you that. That was it moves so beautifully. I can't wait. I mean, even just from how far away I am seeing it, I cannot imagine how good it looks up close. Thank you, the living Boris. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you, travel partner. I appreciate that. I wonder how many times people that are working at Epic Universe go through BioReconstruct's photos to see if they see themselves. That's my fear. I wonder, can you imagine not knowing anything like about that and just seeing some giant thing flying out your window? Like imagine that you didn't know the theme park was being built and all of a sudden there was just this like dragon creature flying. I'm surprised that didn't end up on like TMZ. Didn't TMZ just report on like Sasquatch or something? Bigfoot. They found Bigfoot. I'm surprised TMZ didn't report on my dragon. They reported on my Professor McGonagall video, the Hogwarts video. It's got to be really cool working in or working on this new park because, we haven't had a new theme park in so long. We've had rides, we've had lands, but like a massive park like this. And I'm jealous of the people that get to go there and work now, because it's empty and just watch it be built and things like that. That's got to be such a cool experience. I commissioned Fast and Furious, so I got to watch Fast and Furious be built. Nobody is jealous of that. But I am very jealous of the people that are working over there at the park. And I appreciate all of their hard work because the commissioning is not, it's tough work. It's really tough work. All these people put in really long hours. I know I can tell a lot of my neighbors are probably work over there just based on them coming and going certain hours. Going back to park audio though, I gotta say, I really can't wait to hear the music on Stardust Racers. I think when they were building Velocicoaster, I was really like, I can't wait to hear the onboard audio, and there's like no sound for Velocicoaster. So I want to hear something. So I'm very excited to hear what's going to be played there. Thank you, Will, Bill, Billy. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I find the rain kind of soothing. I think it's nice. I don't mind it, especially when it gets dark. It'll probably put me to sleep. I gotta eat my hurricane snacks though. Thank you, Beast and Wench Adventures. You know, it's funny. Yesterday I was scrolling and I saw a video that I took over a year ago of a rainstorm, and it wasn't even a hurricane. It was just a regular summer rain here in Orlando. And I saw that video being played yesterday and posted yesterday by somebody, and I thought, this is so misleading because people are looking at this video thinking that's what's actually going on. And yesterday, it didn't even really rain yesterday. I mean, so here you got the real deal, the live look at what it looks like out there. Yeah. I'm excited for the music in Dark Universe, too. It's going to be, Danny Elfman composing the music for Dark Universe? I love Mystic Manor. Thank you, Fire Chief. Thank you, Care Bear. You too. This water filling out here is making me a little nervous. Oh, forgot there's another one to the right. That one's filling up pretty fast too. Hi! Hello, Creature Revenge. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you were able to make it back safely. Although this isn't where I'd want to come back to. Thank you, Patrick. That is a great suggestion. Do not forget to hit the like button. And share if you feel like it. Maybe someone else wants to watch the rain with us. And subscribe, yes. The most important part. I need to hear all about Alani. Your trip looked amazing. I want to hear about all the Mai Tais. If the rain on the window becomes too much here, we can always move back to the other side. I think that makes it worse, doesn't it? We'll just watch this puddle fill up here. don't think we'll be seeing any lights tonight on the hotel. Yes, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you guys always know when we're going live, because we do crazy things here, like watching Epic Universe in the rain. But we're going to catch some dragons together one of these days, all of us. We're going to be live, and it's just going to happen. Don't you always have rain in the UK? Or is it just not, that bad? All right, I've decided we're going to go to the other side here. We'll be back to check on this puddle in a few. I'm going to take you guys to the other window, though. Last time we had a hurricane, which was like a week ago, the porta-potties fell over at Stella Nova. They're still standing, though, so let's take a journey next door. We're going dark for a second. We're gonna have another view. Set you down, see what we can do. See how I had you last time. There we go. Porta potties are still standing. The porta potties felt like dominoes last time. All right. There we go. And we're back to the original view. Now we can see if the hotel lights up in a little bit. So here's something else I've been curious about. At night, some of the hotel windows light up. Like they're clearly testing them, but it feels like they have some nights they're brighter and some nights they're a little dimmer. Like I'm wondering if they're testing like what the brightness level should be of their lighting in the rooms so that it doesn't ruin the effect or like be too noticeable from other places. I could just be making all this up in my head. It could just be the lights look different every night, but it feels like some nights the rooms look like they're really bright and some nights they look like they're kind of like a little dimmer. Okay. I'll notice like an entire row like of like an entire floor on one side of the hotel, the windows will be lit, but just like one floor. So I'm just kind of nosy, like, what you doing? Why are you doing that? Oh, that makes sense. I do not have a reservation for when it opens, unfortunately. I've been hoping. A couple people said that they thought maybe the hotels would do like a good neighbor kind of rate or something, just so like the people around this area could kind of enjoy them cheaper before they open. I'm hoping that's a thing, but maybe not. That makes a lot of sense. That makes sense that the light might depend on who's working in the room. That makes sense, whether you're painting or tiling. Okay. That makes sense. Moment of silence. Okay, that is very this is very useful information. See, we're learning. Thank you, Gregory. That would make sense that they're doing one floor at a time. The windows, like they look like what was that hotel that flopped at Disney? Oh, Star Cruiser. They give me like Star Cruiser vibes, the shape of the windows. Somebody said they look like prison. Somebody said they look like a hospital. It's a colorful, pretty prison hospital. There you go. Yeah, Star Cruiser. The rooms, I thought like that, the portal, like porthole looking windows are interesting. Interesting choice. I guess that's very spacey. Oh. I think Star Cruiser just priced people out. I'm curious what Helios the price is going to be. I mean, if they don't make it too over the top like the hotel itself, but keep it nice, like it could be affordable. The hotel that we're looking at right now, there's two of them. They're called Stella Nova and Terra Luna, and this is Stella Nova. Those are like the like Universal's like value kind of hotel, so those are going to be like on the like least expensive. The Helios one is the one that's actually built like in the park with that looks out over the park, so you could have a hotel room that has a view of the park. And usually those hotels are very expensive. So I think who was it just said that they'll probably price it like Disney. Disney's hotels like the Grand Floridian, I don't think that's worth it. It looks really, at least last time I was in a room there around there, it didn't look like these, $800 a night hotels or whatever they priced them at. And so I don't, being this brand new hotel overlooking the brand new park that's probably going to have super exclusive perks for staying there because you'll have your own entrance into the park and things like that. So, but are they going to price it like Disney's hotels? Or are they going to make it, more affordable? Because, you're going to spend that money anyway on their products. Why spend that much on a hotel? I'm really hoping they're not crazy priced. I love Sapphire Falls. That's like my favorite hotel, and it's it's now been moved up into Universal's top tier, even though it doesn't have the express passes. Even though I was told it was gonna get express passes, but it's been moved up to the top tier. Uh, but it's so nice, and it's one of those hotels that belonged in the top tier. I'm hoping they don't make it top tier pricing, which is kind of why I'm like, oh, Helios, if they kind of make it a little, not too over the top, maybe they don't have to price it too over the top. Oh, yeah, the Disney Deluxe resorts are just so insanely priced. And even when you find like a good deal, it's insanely priced. I hope Universal isn't gonna follow that trend. There's gonna obviously be a huge demand for Epic Universe. Are they gonna like abuse that demand? Or are they gonna be fair and understand that like pass holders wanna go? And we don't want to have to buy a 4-day ticket to have one day at Epic Universe. So hopefully they understand, and I think they do. I hope. You're better off to sell out of a product at one price than raise it $2 and not sell it. I mean, I notice they do that with things. Sometimes Universal sells out of a merchandise item and it restocks at a higher price. And I get it. There was a demand for it, so you priced it a little higher, but the reason it probably sold out was because it was a little more affordable. So that's why certain things end up at the garage sale. I'm just rambling here. I noticed that the Little Boo shoulder plush sold out, and then they went up in price like $5, and it made me mad. So it's kind of like, oh, that's the specific one I was hinting at. The only Universal hotel I haven't stayed at is Royal Pacific. And everyone says it's really nice. I've been there. I went to the Orchid Lounge. I really liked it. I've been there for like pictures of their Christmas decorations and stuff. But I've never stayed there. I'd like to stay there. I kind of want to go try their like luau. Hi, Wyatt. enjoy Cabana Bay. I hope you're staying safe over there. I agree. You know, I feel like when you stay at the Disney Valley resorts, it feels very chaotic. Like the buses to get to the parks are just like on another level. And I don't feel that like staying at Dockside or Surfside or like Cabana Bay, like Universal's, I don't feel the stress staying at Universal's value resorts like I do at Disney's value resorts. Like you're paying for it in other ways at Disney. At least it's mostly rain and not a lot of wind yet. I say yet. I just went and looked outside to make sure it wasn't flooding out front of my door. My old apartment, the hallways were inside, so I never had to worry about that. But they sprayed like our hallways recently for cleaning, and the water came under my door. So I'm just trying to be on alert here. Got my broom though to sweep it back out. Ready. I'm also really glad that Universal is keeping the park closed tomorrow. Not expecting people to show up. Thank you. I am trying. I'm trying to stay safe. I'm trying to not be bored. So here we are all together now. Well, there's power and light. Who knows what later will bring. That is very true. Universal does offer a lot of really good deals. Even like the pass holder, get 3 months free with your year pass, or even like the renewal. Like that was such a nice deal. I think I'm gonna stream as long as you guys watch, I guess, or as long as it doesn't look too crazy. As long as we can see. Hoping that this rain on the window isn't making it too bad for you guys to see. I hope you can at least see enough that it's interesting to watch. I'm gonna start making my hurricane snack. If I have to try to move this, let me know. You know, that's a good question. This is the closest thing you're gonna get to a park. We might even go to the other window and look at the park. But right now, this seems to be the better option. But we do have to go back at some point because that pond thing is filling up with water. I figured, it's not like I have a view of, the dump or anything. It's like, okay, at least I got a view. So if I'm going to live stream something, at least it's a pretty view. Oh, and as you can see, the lights at the bottom, the trees are kind of moving, so they're kind of like twinkling. They're not actually twinkling. They're just, the trees are making them. That is the lighting along the sidewalk that will hopefully not get washed away. I'm getting nervous. Stay safe, Gregory. I'm worried about everybody in Florida, really. I think, a lot of times we get hurricanes that kind of turn into nothing, but this one sounds and feels different, and I'm a little, it looks good right now. I'm feeling positive about the way it looks right now, but things change so quickly. Gonna start eating my hurricane snacks. Make a hurricane drink. It's time for a hurricane drink. I'm worried about these little baby trees here. Pretty sure the trees that were planted by that pond are probably underwater now. At least this rain looks like it's slowing down a bit. Oh, it's filling up around that tree though. Right? The clouds look really kind of crazy. Let me see if I can you guys at all. Try to move you a little bit here. Let me get you a little another angle. I did. I'm stocked up. I think he's right. I think he's creeping up behind me right now somewhere. I think I hear him. Hello. He's been getting a lot of treats because he's been sick and he's been on medication, so it's not, it's not great for him. Oh, the lights went on. Oh, did you see that? I'm sorry, I got stupidly excited. I've seen it a million times that it just happened on video. The lights on the hotel went on. Sorry. Let me situate you all here. Well, I don't know what's happening. Buttons are being hit on the phone, so hopefully this doesn't like... Oh, they're blurry because of the rain. I'm trying to move y'all so you can see this a little better here. Maybe I'll try over here. Let's see if this works here. That's not a bad view here. Okay, that's a good one. So my cat has always been like terrified of storms. Like we used to know it was gonna rain before it even rained because he would like jump off the couch and like crawl and hide somewhere. And anytime it would rain, he would be freaked out. And I don't know, I've started questioning whether he's deaf. He's not, because I can tell he hears me. But I started questioning whether he was deaf because he stopped running away. Like even right now, he's kind of sleeping just out like in the living room. And I don't know if it's like the medication that he's just kind of like, I'm tired, I don't care. Or if he's just kind of like over it. But I didn't expect him to be so chill about this weather. Yes, we are in Orlando right now. The view is of the Orlando Eye at Icon Park in the background there on the right side. And then, oh no, the lights went off! And then Stella Nova Hotel, Universal Orlando's brand new hotel that's going to open next year. That's what's in the front here with the colors. I can't believe the lights went on and then off. You saw that, right? There. Gotta go get my food out of the oven. My hurricane snacks are ready. Hello. You need a hurricane snack? Yes. Thank you, WJ. You know what? Oh no, do not say that. Power outage or intentional on the lights. The parking lights went out too, didn't they? The sidewalk lights are on though. That is very good. Was that intentional or not? Or could it have been power outage? Because the sidewalk lights are lit, but the parking lights were lit. Right? I'm not imagining that, right? I guess I could be imagining it. I'm sure those parking lot lights were lit. Maybe they weren't. The hotel lights were definitely lit. Questioning myself. That cloud looks a little scary. I wonder if the hotel lights will come back on. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm a very visual person, so as soon as something changes, I usually notice it, but sometimes I doubt myself with little things. But yeah, I thought those lights were on. Yeah, okay, thank you. So yeah, the parking lot lights were on too, so those are off. That is very interesting. Huh. Oh, that's a good point. Those lights could be solar lights. That's possible. I was gonna say earlier when we were filming, you couldn't see the Ferris wheel back there. And then I was going to say, oh, look, now it's cleared up. You can see it. And now it's gone again. No, we think that, oh, I wondered if the little sidewalk lights could have been solar lights. Because they're the only ones that are still on. I'm sure there are people at Epic Universe on the property, and I'm sure they've got to have somebody, right? I would think that they'd have somebody in there just for safety, maybe, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to go look out the other window and see if I can see any lights, like, on the other side there. Be right back. Oh, let's knock that over. There's like maybe a couple random tiny little lights. Like there's a blinking blue light behind Donkey Kong. There's like 2 or 3 other small little lights. But otherwise it's pretty dark over there. I love empty theme parks. It's like creepy and scary and magical all at the same time. That's why I'm like jealous of the people working over there. Like they get to walk through the theme park without people ruining it. Sorry, people ruin a theme park. It should just be empty. It should just be me. When I went to Super Nintendo World, when it first opened for soft openings, I was filming. And the music in the land stopped as I was filming, and the team members like, the land's closed. Like, okay, I'll leave now. But it was like the music stopped, and it was like, oh, this doesn't feel right. It's very quiet and creepy. The view out the other window, you can hardly see anything over at the other part at the park there. It's real blurry now from the rain. That water is rising over there. I don't know. That's a good question. There was like a weird little platform thing in it when we were shooting out that other window, and now I just went over there and the water is up to the platform piece. So, I'm not liking that. I, that's a great question. I don't know. I think it's made to drain, but I don't know for a fact because I saw them tearing up pipes and things around it, like pulling things out of the ground, and it didn't seem like they were putting things in the ground. I'm hoping it drains. There's another little pond on the other side of it. There's like a little strip of like land between these ponds. The other pond looks like it might have like a little fountain in it. Fountain might be underwater though. And if this is not even the worst of it and it's already looking that high up. I was thinking about the pools, the little ponds at Epic Universe. I wonder if they're filling up and, you know, I'm very concerned about what might be getting soggy over there, going underwater. They shouldn't have filled those, they shouldn't have filled the ponds. They could have just naturally filled them. Was it last year when the hurricane ripped a hole in the side of Jurassic Park? I don't want to see a hole in the back of Donkey Kong. It's just not, I don't want any more epic delays. Maybe, they haven't announced a date, so we would never know if there were delays. It's the corn. It's the corn at HHN. I'm glad you're here, Gregor. You're full of useful information. Don't give anybody any headline ideas. I wonder what it's like to be like one of the executives at Universal. Like there's all this pressure, like, okay, guys, this has got to be really, really good and it's got to go really, really smooth. I mean, theme park land openings are rough on their own. One attraction opening is rough on its own. Yes. I'm hoping that's the truth. I think I think we're all going to be really shocked when they give us some early date. I think they got us all thinking it's summer and it's going to be earlier. You know, maybe they'll like do the grand opening like June 7th so it can be like with the anniversary date. And then maybe they'll just soft open it for like 4 months ahead of time. Wow. You know, Disney moves really slow a lot of times. I remember when I saw Tron, the first support beams popping out of the ground for Tron. Feels like 84 years ago when I was on the Titanic. It feels like a lifetime ago. I don't even know that person that saw that. It's been that long. So do you, filmmaker freak, do you mean like a media thing? Like, do they have like media events? Is that what you're asking? Like, does Universal do stuff like that? They do. They do. I'd love to be invited to one of those, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But I would love to be invited to one of their media events. So I see AT asked, have there been any tornadoes in the Orlando area yet? And yes, there have been some warnings. I'm not watching the news. I'm watching the live stream. But I know that two people have messaged me about notifications about tornadoes in Orlando. So I believe there are at least warnings. Thank you, Loki. You know, even if I don't ever get invited to a Universal Media thing, like I love the park. I love doing this stuff. It's, you know, that's it'd be nice, but I'm not gonna stop doing this because they're not gonna give me, you know, a free cupcake. You know, I care about this, so I enjoy doing this. It's fun for me. But I would love to be invited to Epic Universe because that's once people get there, it's not going to be it's going to be a madhouse. I did. I did go to media events before. Then they stopped inviting me, and then they stopped responding to my emails. And then they look away from me in the park. So I don't think it's going to happen. But it would be really nice. I'm a nice person. Oh. Neighbors outside walking. This is a perfect time to take a walk in the rain. Thank you. So, you know, if anybody has any connections and could put a good word in for me, I could use one right now. You know, it's such a fine line. So, like I said, if it I'd love it if I got invited to things, but if not, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do because, you know, you guys make it worth it to me. So, I'm hoping, by seeing my dragon video, they kind of got the idea, got the picture that I'm independent. I'm an independent woman now. I'm a wild one now. I can do whatever I want. I think so. Thank you. If just having you guys here to support me, that means the world to me. I'm sorry I said DreamWorks Land was trash, but I still kind of think it is. I mean, you got a playground that's burning children. Was I wrong about this land, or did they just not want to hear it? So, And I love playgrounds, so I'll tell you that. I'm a playground expert. That's the thing. I'd like to say, I don't have the same platform I had, and I'm building a new platform, and it takes a lot of time. But I just hope that people realize that I'm not planning on going anywhere. Like, this is something I plan on doing, is covering theme parks. So just get used to it. I'm not going anywhere. You may as well look at me and smile in the park. You don't got to invite me to anything, but it'd be nice if you just look at me and smile like I, exist. So, sorry, my feelings were hurt recently, so I'm just like, okay, my feelings were hurt. Sound a little sensitive, don't I? It's the truth. That playground, it's funny though, because the playground is behind construction walls, and someone told me that it's the metal was getting too hot and burning kids, so that's why they are like replacing parts or like adding something. I don't know. I'll have to go in and see when they're done. But I found it interesting that it's not even on their like refurbishment schedule. Like, they put everything on there. Like, Me Ship the Olive is on there. Like, why wouldn't you put Shrek's on there? Just so we could know, is it going to be a couple months? Is it going to be a couple weeks? Maybe it's just going to be a couple days, but I don't know. If it's a safety thing like burning, I'm sure it takes a process of replacing and then getting it approved. Thank you. That's what I keep telling people. I said, a new hat, new channel, new me, like, give me a chance. You'll see. Give me a chance. You'll see. DreamWorks Land was trash, but everything else is great. I'm not too sure. But I just, like I said, I try to just do my thing, do what I enjoy. I promote the parks. I talk about the parks. I go to the parks. So I'm just honest. If I don't like something, I'm going to be honest about it. But I'm not out here trying to like be mean. Like, the playground example. So, they don't want to, admit, oh, well, we did something wrong, which is fine. But I'm still going to point out, like, hey, their playground is closed, like 3 months after they officially opened. I mean, is that why we have like a lot of cardboard cutouts in DreamWorks Land? Because we just kind of rushed and we've got burning metal and cardboard cutouts, and because we have this great park right here in our view. Well, to the right. But I still think, like, if you weren't going to put like 100% effort into something, don't do it, because I'm worried about their kids resort in Frisco. Like, if this is how DreamWorks Land came out, is that how everything in Frisco is going to be, like, flat because the kids don't care? Like, well, but I care. I care. The kids don't care that it's a cardboard cutout. I care. DreamWorks Land, I'm very sensitive about. I loved Fievel's. I loved Fievel's. I loved Curious George. The Ball Factory was just nostalgic for me. I just found the playground to be more like themed and fun with Fievel's, and I was really disappointed with Shrek. You're right, filmmaker freak, because I've had people come up to me. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't believe those words came out of your mouth. Like, I'm shocked." And then there were people that came up to me and they were kind of like, if you don't say it, like, that just becomes acceptable. So sometimes people need to say things that maybe they don't want to hear or aren't all positive, but it's, needs to be said. Because if that becomes like, oh, well, everyone loved DreamWorks Land. People love those cardboard cutouts. Then we get more cardboard cutouts because everyone said, this is great. Say it's not great. It's fine. It's okay to not be great. It's okay to say, man, we made a mistake. Or even go in a year or in a couple months and replace some of those figures with real ones or better ones. Like, and just say, oh, those were temporary. Like, you don't have to say that they weren't great and you made a mistake. You just fix it quietly and say, that's what we were always doing. But I'm DreamWorks Land is not for me. And there's no shade. I feel like I'm going to melt there every time. Wow. Yes. Yes, I do. See, I agree with you. Like, I feel like when people say not just 100% positive things, they're looking at it like a guest would, and not just as like, wow, this is great because it was free, or it was great because somebody invited me to something, and not just like, well, no, this isn't really great. Like, it's okay. It's like I said, it's okay if things aren't great. But whenever I hear someone that says they don't like a food item, I'm always like I'm more likely to listen to them too. Like, okay, well, at least they didn't just say, oh, it was great. I think one of my favorite comments when I made the food review for Horror Nights, and I said the Slimer dog was terrible, and someone said, oh, you're the first person to admit that that corn dog was terrible, so you got my follow. And I thought, oh, see, look, everybody must be saying that corn dog is good when it's not. So people know, and you spend your money, like, somebody saying this is great, go buy this because the company is giving them something. Well, that's your money that you're going to go spend. You didn't get it for free, and is it really worth it to you? Thank you. Wind's picking up. It's funny. Somebody said to me that they think, like, if I'm always really positive about something and then make a negative comment, that people find that more dramatic because you're usually so positive, and then they're more likely to be like, find it offensive that you didn't like something. So I've been thinking about that. Like, if you always say something's great, like if I'm always very positive about things and then I go in and go, that was trash, like people are just like, oh my God, Annie, I can't believe you said that. Like, is it because I'm, normally like everything, that if I don't like something, it just comes off the wrong way? I don't know. It was terrible. No, I'm not a Twitter fighter. That's the one thing. I don't Twitter's scary. It's mean people over there. I try to just post my content and stay away. I'm an Instagram girl. I live on my Instagram. It sounds like someone's playing the recorder, and I think it's just the wind. Milton coming for that stapler. Oh, you can see the eye again in the background, the Ferris wheel back there. Oh, the lights are on inside the hotel and the hallways on the ends. Oh, well, one floor is not lit. Oh, can we talk about how Super Nintendo World is getting decorated for Christmas out in Hollywood? I was disappointed they didn't decorate last year for Christmas. I really thought they would, because in Japan they do. So, well, it is possible those are emergency lights on in there. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Maybe. I really wanted to go to Hollywood for HHN this year, but now I'm like, oh, I want to go for Super Nintendo World Christmas decorations. Yeah, I was thinking probably the same thing, like probably too new the first year. They probably had to like figure out what decorations they were gonna add and make them and things in time. I wonder if Epic Universe will be decorated for the holidays. You know what? I say that all the time. Why do the Minions in Hollywood and Japan have Halloween costumes for their meet and greets and ours don't? I wonder if they'll do something like that next year, because they'll need reasons for people to go to the other parks. Everyone's going to want to go to Epic Universe. They got to have reasons for you to want to go to the other park. And it's another point, and speaking of Hollywood too, those fan fest nights out in Hollywood seems like a good way of bringing people out there when everyone's going to want to come to Epic Universe. I thought it was really interesting because there was a survey a couple years ago that asked if you would buy separately ticketed events or like separately ticketed things to events that were themed to like Lord of the Rings, The Office, Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons, Harry Potter, like all these different IPs and popular things. And I thought it was really interesting, but it was in Orlando that it was asking. But so I wonder if that was just like a general thing and they kind of decided it would work out at Hollywood better. But I think they could do something like that here in Orlando, again, to bring more traffic to the other parks. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, Universal's going to crush Disney. Well, is Universal going to crush itself? Like, are people going to not go to the other parks at all? So that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I hope they're already thinking of things like fan fests or like Minions in Halloween costumes, other ways of getting people to come to the old parks. Are we going to call them the old parks? Are we going to call them the main parks? What is Epic Universe? Not the main park? I think the light's on inside the hotel. Yeah, why do we not have an insulting Megatron? The new park. I don't want to play with the old parks anymore. Oh, yeah, the parking lot lights are on. Well, most of them. There's a couple, I think, in the front. I don't know if the ones in the front are lit. But yeah, parking lot lights are on. And it looks like the light is on in the lobby because it kind of looks like lit around the door where the wood is. I wonder if they'll light them back up on the outside of the hotel. I feel like they gotta do pass holder previews of the park. Maybe that's how they're gonna not give us Epic Universe on our annual pass. Maybe they'll just give us previews. Kind of cleared up, didn't it? Watching somebody walking a dog, I'm thinking, I'm so glad I have a cat. It's gotta be tough on dogs. So, how far in advance do you think I have to sit outside Epic Universe to be first? Yes, filmmaker freak. I just set up a Patreon. It's Adventuring with Annie. I haven't posted the link here on the YouTube channel yet, but I do have it set up if you would like to check that out. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Starting out on my own, I'm learning all the things and setting up stuff and all that. So It's funny that I feel like I've been doing this for so long, and yet I feel like there are still so many things that I don't know. Like someone messaged me and they're like, you know, if you turn off the remix feature on your reel, it wouldn't have gotten stolen so many times. And I had no idea. So you learn something new every day. Thank you. Thank you, Loki. Thank you for the super chat, for the coffee. I appreciate that. I will be having myself a coffee. I'm going to treat myself to a Starbucks when this is over. Could go for a pumpkin spice right now. I'm excited they're getting new Wicked drinks at Starbucks. Since we're on the subject of coffee, you got me thinking about Starbucks. I'm wondering if the Wicked drinks are going to be timed out with the Wicked store opening at Universal. Could it be the same time? The pink one is probably going to be the better one, but is that because of Hello Kitty? The Wicked store feels like, oh, me too. Yes. I can't believe we are losing our Hello Kitty store in Hollywood got a cafe. It's not right. We should have got a cafe. Honestly, who needed a butterbeer thing in Citywalk? I wanted a Hello Kitty cafe. I didn't want to believe the butterbeer. I was like, I refuse to believe it. Give me something else. No. But I feel like the Wicked store is almost like a more bigger version of the tribute store. Thank you, Filmmaker Freak. Thank you for joining my Patreon. I appreciate you. You are an adventurer. Thank you so much. I feel like I said, I feel like the Wicked store was almost like a tribute store where they're like, no, we don't want it to be the tribute store team. Like we want, maybe it's like Warner Brothers or whoever is like, no, we want to be the ones to control this whole situation. So I wondered if that had something to do with like, they're like, oh, we don't want to just make a tribute store for the new movie. We want like to take over the whole planet with this new movie. It's giving Barbie vibes. Like the marketing and promotions for Barbie, that was crazy. But a lot of people grew up with Barbie. I think that people connected with that. I don't know if everyone has a connection with Wicked. And especially not, I keep in my head feeling like I'm expecting Kristen Chenoweth, and I gotta remind myself it's about to be Ariana Grande. So I think that's gonna be the shock when I'm like, wait a second, that's not what I really thought it was gonna be. You know, like if you, yes, Barbenheimer. Do you know, like if you read a book like Harry Potter, which I loved when I was reading it, and then the movies kind of didn't do it for me. I love Wicked's music. I've played out that since it first came out. I've listened to that so many times. I've never seen it. I've always wanted to see it. And I think in my head I'm like excited because I feel like I'm going to see Wicked after all these years of like being a fan of the music. And I think I have to keep reminding myself like, no, this is probably not, I don't want to be like negative and be like, oh, it's probably not going to be good, but it's probably not going to be what I hope it's going to be because I don't know. Just Harry Potter books, loved them. Saw the movies. They were not the way I envisioned the characters. And this is a little different because I think I just envision Galinda as always being Kristen Chenoweth. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about Ariana Grande. It's not like I don't like her. I strongly have opinions on that time she licked a donut. I'll never let that one go. But other than that, I don't, you know, donut licking. We have gone so far off subject. You know, I'm hoping the movie is good. I'm going to see it. But I'm afraid I'm expecting it to be the musical, and it's not. I think there's been a lot of, like, musicals that have been made into movies that are really bad. What, Cats? Les Mis? What else is there? Rain's picking up here. And if you're enjoying my rambling, don't forget to like the video. And if you're not enjoying my rambling, like it and I'll stop. Whatever. Somebody liked the video. Does that mean I should stop talking? Hey, at least the porta-potties are still standing. Those things were like dominoes last time. It was the only thing that happened. I'm pretty good at rambling. Usually I just talk to my cat, so he's got to listen to it. Oh, the lights are off in the parking lot. I didn't notice when they went off, but they're off again. Yes. Now that it's fully reopened. I want to do a video about all the different bars at Universal Orlando. Hello, you're not too late. Don't worry. That's a good point. So I've only lived next to Epic for a few months. I really wanted to live by Epic Universe, and I think it was maybe a year ago I joked, I'm like, I'm gonna get an apartment that looks at Epic Universe and I'm gonna watch their construction every day. And I was just joking about it like way over a year ago. And then I started looking and I told the apartment, I was like, I just want the best view of Epic Universe. And they showed me this apartment and they're like, yeah, this one's not available. Someone else is taking this one. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, the lights are on again on the hotel. Like, oh, okay. Well, I must have this apartment, so we must get rid of them. When I walked in here and I saw the view, I was just like, I need to live here. I need to live here now. And I was kind of like, am I making a crazy decision? Like, is this dumb? Like, the construction sounds all the time. They don't bother me though. It doesn't bother me. But when I was looking, I'm like, is this going to be enjoyable for me? Like, And then a couple people are like, "Oh, do you really want to like look at your job? Like, you cover theme parks. Do you want to go home and look at one?" And I love theme parks so much. Like, I would live in a theme park if I could go back in time and be Walt Disney and live in a theme park and build my own apartment in a theme park. You know, I mean, if I was the executive of Universal, I'd build myself an apartment somewhere in like Frankenstein Manor, or like in the Kronos. I'd have like a lookout tower in the Kronos for me. Like, if I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stay here tonight and sleep here in the Frankenstein house. Um, yeah, if I could live in a theme park, I would. That I love them. So being able to be like right here and look at them is great. And I just, I'm so interested in watching them come together. Like, even when I cover theme parks and I cover like Velocicoaster going up, like going to the park every day and noticing like a new piece of track added or things like that, it's really exciting for me. So here, being able to just like sit in the comfort of my home and like watch this, I can't, you can't beat it. The traffic's not too bad over here yet, but I have a feeling it's gonna get bad once the park opens. It's so interesting because like I look at like the hotel right now, and it's it's quiet. The rooms aren't, there's nobody in the rooms, so the lights aren't on, the TVs aren't going, there aren't people in the parking lot screaming at each other. It's like so nice right now. And I don't know how different it's going to be when there's like active people running around. Like right now it's construction guys running around, but like one day it's going to be families, and I'm not sure how that's going to be. Like, hello, I can look right in your window. Please close your blinds. See, I'm like such a theme park nerd. I'm like, I just want to, like, seeing the Chronos spinning. Like, I was just like, sorry, forgive me. I was like, it effing spins. I just like the way I just squealed that. I just could not believe my eyes. And so, these are just little, moments that I cherish. Wait, are we back? I don't know what happened. Are we back? Not sure what happened, and I'm scared. Is this the end? That might be the end. Oh, wait, are we back? I was going to say that might be the end. I don't know what happened. Oh, no. Okay. You hear me but don't see anything. Let me try moving. Try moving, yeah. Are we back? Are we back? Do we have oh, no video? Oh no. It might be the internet. Well, maybe we should I was going to say maybe, let me see. Um let's see how. All right. Well, I might end the stream and try to restart another one if you guys want. I can still see your messages. I know you can't see any video, but oh, smart. That's smart. Yeah. Okay. I will restart. So that's good. Yeah, okay. Let me restart it because it just may be. We've also been streaming a really long time, so it may just need to restart. So live stream number 2 will be coming in just a moment. I will see you guys in a few.